You know that one of his favorite expressions is, as we look to the future. And I have to tell you that almost from the beginning, when we were first working with him in the 1950s, there isn't anybody that is better, in my experience, of looking into the future than Jack McBride has been.
Today, the Nebraska Educational Telecommunications Center provides a variety of telecommunications services that have impacted our state in various ways. These telecommunications services and many others have made NET one of the most successful and modeled public telecommunications facilities in the country. The structuring of NET began with General Manager Jack McBride, who started working at the University of Nebraska in 1953.
There was no UNL television. When I came, it was a one-man band in 1953, the fall of 1953, and I was really part of the public relations office at that time, and was brought in to produce and direct and package some university programs that would be broadcast on the several new commercial television stations.
I knew him when he was 27 years old, and he was an absolute dynamo. I mean, the first time you met him, it was a wonderful package of energy.
It was this energy and the ability to recognize opportunity that guided Jack McBride in developing a firm foundation from which to broaden the university's mission in producing and distributing educational programs.
The biggest thing that happened to move this along, as we were continuing to produce programs for airing on commercial stations, and John Fetzer came into town in early 1954, I believe, and proceeded to buy out both commercial television stations in Lincoln. And then under the FCC's duopoly rule, he had to show disposition of one of those. And he very enterprisingly offered that to the university. And so for a period of about 3 years, we had a marvelously interesting activity and operation by which we programmed out of the KUON-TV studios in an interesting manner so as KUON could continue with its programming and we did our programming.
The gift of Channel 12 to the university was a golden opportunity for Jack McBride and the few members of the television department to serve as pioneers in a new medium headed toward an unknown future.
When I arrived here, it was obvious that there were some major resources within the university. One was Morrill Hall and the University of Nebraska State Museum. Another was the State Historical Society Museum. It was easy to put together and conceive of a 39-program series. We called it the Great Plains Trilogy.
We kid a lot. Jack would call me into his office or others into his office, and he'd say, I think we have a new opportunity here. And, we all start smiling. And an opportunity meant work. But it did mean that also, that it was an opportunity to take something new, a new idea that he would have, and we'd start working on it and building it from there.
The university television station grew in ways that many people did not expect. Jack McBride's creative efforts to secure grants and develop other funding sources was a great asset in producing many new programs and providing new services and equipment for the station.
We grew and grew and grew, and then with the passage of the Nebraska Educational Television Act in 1963, we had the opportunity, as well as the obligation, because it was state law, to expand a very small coverage of a medium-powered Channel 12 into a statewide network.
I visualized educational television as an additional tool of communication and as an opportunity to bring facts and the expertise of the best instructors, the best teachers, and the latest in art and science to the remote parts of the state.
By 1972, many of the earlier goals the Jack McBride vision for the university television station had been realized. That same year, Jack McBride's vision for a new telecommunications center to house the television staff and expanding services that was located at 9 different sites on city campus became reality.
And we said from the outset that this building, as important as the distribution system was, the statewide public television broadcast network, we said even then that this building and what it represented would be even more important, because we were pretty sure that as things progressed in the communications industries, that there would be improved ways of providing programming. And sure enough, as you well know, today there are a variety of technologies and ways in which to distribute programs.
Throughout Jack McBride's career, he has always been in the center of new developments in public telecommunications, whether producing new programs or developing services using new technologies. He has taken ideas and molded them to serve the needs of Nebraskans.
There was a time, I think, when most people thought that educational television would be nothing more than a minor programming device, an arm, if you will, of the University of Nebraska. It's become much, much more than that. It is a major broadcasting feature in Nebraska today, and because of the leadership Nebraska has played, I think that has helped educational television around the country.
One of the things that's been so important about Jack is that even though he had a vision when he started this whole organization and those 3 funny little houses that were the first offices, as I understand it, that vision has continued to grow. And with that vision, he has taken the commission and I think the people of the state of Nebraska into that vision, into the future, and caused some really wonderful things to happen.
He's one of the most remarkable individuals I've ever known. He's not only an idea man and a creative person, but unlike many people who have creative ideas, he's a man of action.
He would always have an idea out front, and he was willing to take a risk on whether or not he would actually be able to find the money to do that or to get the job done. And when I go back over the years, we made these quantum leaps. It was almost always by believing in an idea and saying we're going to do this and committing ourselves to doing it. So you're really on the line. And then everybody having to hustle to bring things into line that really made it happen.